Hello there. Ooh, this is not looking so good. Hold on. It's probably a little bit better. A little better. Hello. My name's Alec from High Noon Hobby. Thanks for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, thanks for joining us. If you aren't, thanks for being one of the 13 subscribers at this point or so. Pretty happy about that. So thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. This channel is growing faster than I expected it to, and I'm just having a ton of fun. So I hope it's because I'm having a ton of fun. But this video is going to be of my first real scale crawling event that I ever went to. This was just a few months ago, if you can believe it or not. I am really addicted to this hobby. But yeah. Ooh. So this event was put on by 801 RCC Builds and Adventures, a group here based, I think, in Salt Lake City, but in Utah, generally speaking, and does events all over Utah. But this was the first event that I caught of their kind of yearly circuit of events, and I had a blast. And so I recorded a lot of it. I want to give you guys kind of a little bit of a highlights video, so we're gonna just roll that because this has been a really long intro. I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, stay till the very end of this highlights video because some really bad stuff happens to me and you're gonna laugh at me, and yeah, you know, it's fun to laugh at me. So thanks for watching. Alright guys, here we are at the start of the 801 RCC course with the TRX4 Bronco. Pretty early on in this build before I added all the stuff on the sides and all the scale accessories and whatnot. This 801 RC group is really cool. You can see their metal scale starting gate right there. A very nifty feature. As you can tell from these first couple of clips here though, this obviously isn't an event that is focused around going really quickly through the course. There are nearly, I think, 200, close to 200 gates on the courses, most of the courses that 801 RC sets up. And of course you can run them for time and you can keep track of your own time and your own score, but most of the people here just show up to have a good time, show off builds, chat with everyone, and just enjoy an afternoon with all the people that are nerding out with the same stuff they are. As you could tell there, I got stuck on the very first gate, so you're going to see a lot of pretty poor driving throughout this video. This is a highlights video, more or less, but it's more to show the cool terrain that we were on and some of the funny moments that I experienced with this 801 RC group. This is a great crew of people. Everyone here was super awesome, and I couldn't have asked for a better crew for my first real RC event. So this is the first real obstacle on this event, I would say, the first legitimate one that's pretty difficult. And if you watched my last video or 2 videos ago where we compared the Capra to the TRX4 Defender, you might recognize this line. And it was a different day that we were there comparing those 2 trucks, but this is the same line. This is a line that I was shown at this event, and a route that I've been using since I've gone to this event. I basically follow where the cones were laid out for this event, and it's pretty fun little trail. So you'll see quite a few of the different obstacles on this course and what makes it so much fun. This next hill, you'll remember that one that everyone's going up over there to the right. I don't show it on this because I did not get up it in the Bronco this time around. Again, not a very good driver. This was my very first scale event, and so I was really just learning the ropes, and trying to film and learn the ropes at the same time doesn't work particularly well. So I was just enjoying myself basically, and that's what you'll see here. This is one of my favorite lines on this section of the course, this early section of the course, just because of how dicey it gets, and you really are on the edge of basically a 20-foot cliff, so can't exactly screw up. Right here, I'm gonna let the video speak for itself because it gets pretty funny.
Oh, better watch out. You got it, you got it.
Ah!
Yeah!
Dude, Nick's running stuff with us. This is fun.
I'm in the way. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's okay.
I can't see.
No.
Can you get around me? You got your bump ahead now. Yeah, take. They didn't pass you, and they just got it. I usually wait, and then I use their tires as like another point. Or
go for it.
Austin Power. Oh!
And just in time for him to get it, I was able to pull my bumper up over that ledge.
Scale bird. Scale bird. Scale bird. Scale bird.
You got some scale bird shit on there, Nick.
Oh yeah, scale bird.
All right, so that was fun. Just wanted you guys to hear that section. The camaraderie is real at these events. I mean, that really is what all of this is about, is just having a good time with all of these guys. And we really did have a good time. Even though I didn't know what I was doing at all, you can tell that my driving was absolutely terrible. I was still enjoying myself a ton. All of the guys were giving me pointers, and you know, I couldn't have asked for a more great group of guys for my first event. I think I already said that, but this is basically going to become a compilation of how many times I can hit cones. So if you want to count how many cones I hit on this, well, yeah, count how many cones I hit on this. It's pretty much all of them. This is another kind of high-risk section right through here, but nothing serious. And as you can tell by filming and driving, I'm just all over the place. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. So it's more about just, I was just looking through the camera at that moment, and I almost hit that cone. But I didn't, so you can't count that one. This was a fun crawl up this really steep section. I think that this was also in the last video or 2 videos ago when we were comparing that TRX4 Defender and the Capra. This is a pretty fun, just very, very steep climb. I do like once you get to the top of this here and you get over this next section, I think I'll switch my views here in a moment. And this entire stretch through here, there's a little part of that ravine that I didn't show because it was just really tough. And this section right here is also really tough. But this is just up from that big climb that you saw. And once I get this little ravine dealt with right here, and then it takes a really sharp left, so I end up taking it back up. But this entire section loops around where you just came up, and then it goes back down right next to it. So it's kind of fun that you can just stand in this one position, watch your truck go all the way around this loop, and then you should probably reposition yourself like I did so that you can see what you're doing, but you can do the whole loop if you wanted to, all the way back down to here without leaving that one spot in the center. This is one of my favorite spots on the entire course. This was just so cool, and I thought this was funny, so I left it in here, but I sped it up. You guys can see me nerding out here, pulling out the camera, and taking a few shots for Instagram. And if you're not following my Instagram, this is a perfect time to plug at High Noon Hobby. You can watch it, or you can follow it for all cool sorts of still content and short videos. But right there, came back to it, and my actions of being a photographer instead of a driver bit me, and I immediately flipped out of that hole. But I landed on my feet, so you know, can't complain too much. Again, just some really cool formations through here. This rock, as you can tell, and like I said in that previous video, so grippy. That texture is, it's no joke. What you're seeing is exactly what you imagine. It is a very, very textured, grippy rock. And here, oh, we don't quite like it. Yeah, yep. The TRX4, when you lock both the front and the rear axle, the steering radius on it isn't ideal. And for those of you that are counting cones, yeah. And just, I mean, even, why? Needlessly close to that cone. Yep, I end up taking another backup there just to avoid that bush. Again, needless backup. Probably could have just charged through the bush or taken a better line to begin with. I was surprised that my bumper cleared that drop right there. And by this time, I had a little group of people following me, and it was probably just because I was filming and taking so long that there was a line backed up behind me, but I like to think that I had a little crew of crawlers and we were all crawling together through this trail. It's one of my favorite builds right there, that beer can Capra, beer can livery Capra. It's pretty cool. Nifty little cave back there behind the crawler. So many places that you just want to check out, but you're also kind of trying to, obviously not take all the time and then get through the entire course without running out of battery. This was one of the more, I want to say, more impressive lines that the TRX4 pulled off. No thanks to my driving whatsoever. I didn't help it. I didn't help the TRX4 at all here. But it managed to find traction all the way up this really, really steep chute with a lot of little knurls that are just perfect height to grab your differentials, and it was just barely squeaking by them. I think having that aluminum rear differential cover and the brass front differential cover probably didn't help so much. If I had the plastic ones, I might have slid over them better, but popped over that lip, and man, yeah, I was impressed that I was able to pull that off. Now, here in a moment, you're about to see me realize that I'm not lipoing like I thought I was lipoing just there. And I'm actually in a bad spot.
We may have not thought about weight until it was too late. Next one's gonna be a nice light SCX. That's
You see that? You see that right there? Yeah. Maybe you didn't see it. If you didn't see it, that's fine. I'll replay it for you a couple different times, maybe some slow-mo. But that was a completely toasted stock TRX4 motor. So that is where my first run ended. So I'm going to end this video here, but I will bring you guys part 2 of that video because I did assume that I was going to burn out a motor with my poor driving skills and the fact that I added a ton of weight to a TRX4 and kept the stock electronics in there. So I did bring a spare motor. I was prepared. And I went back down to my car and I changed it out and I went back to that same spot and I recorded the rest of the course. So we got to probably around gate 50 or so in this video. I learned a lot just from that first little section there. I put another stock motor in it, so I didn't really get any gain performance, but as the course progressed, I think that I started picking much better lines and progressing as a driver. So hopefully the next video we'll get to see a little bit of improvement in my driving, and we'll have a little bit more fun together. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, and if you want to see more content like this video, subscribe for more. We should be having the High Noon Hobby website coming up really soon. I know I've been saying that for a second now, but I promise it's actually a thing. I actually have been building it, and right now I'm just kind of buttoning up some of the last things with some of the environmental organizations that we're working with for this year. So want to make sure that all of that is rounded out and I'm doing everything right before we get started, but I'm very excited for all of the fun stuff that High Noon Hobby has planned in 2022. Go ahead and follow along for more. Our Instagram is, like I mentioned, at High Noon Hobby, and our website will be coming very soon. The link will be in the description. Right now it's just a coming soon page, but it's coming, I promise. All right, see you guys later.